Okay, so a few days ago, or it's been about a week, I believe, I did a video talking about the two investigators that went to the Jane Doe home, and nobody was supposed to know who she was, but these private investigators went to her home and basically asked her questions to find out if Buzbee put her up to the lawsuit against Jay-Z, and she supposedly told them all this stuff that Buzbee put her up to it and all that. And they also claimed that they had a recording of her saying these things that Buzbee put her up to, filing a lawsuit against Jay-Z and adding him on that lawsuit with Diddy. Well, that recording came out. Spiro did an interview with Good Morning America, and he revealed, well, the recording came out, okay, with these private investigators. That is basically, you can hear what Jane Doe said. According to them, that's Jane Doe. Everything in this video is alleged. And yeah, she did answer the questions if that's her on that video. So I'm going to play this recording for you. This is the part of the interview that Spiro did on the ABC News. And you guys can hear what's going on for yourself. And then y'all already know I'm going to talk about it. So let me play it.
But Jay-Z, you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there.
He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly...
Yeah.
The woman is also heard saying her lawyer put her up to suing one of the world's most recognizable stars.
He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
With Jay-Z? Buzbee did?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
ABC News exclusively obtained a minute-long excerpt of the recording made days after the woman, identified as Jane Doe, permanently dropped her lawsuit against both Carter and Combs last month.
People around Mr. Carter wanted to know what happened behind closed doors. And so they asked for her to be interviewed. The interview occurred, and the tape speaks for itself. She says, in no uncertain terms, Mr. Carter did not do this. It is effectively a lie. And the only reason Mr. Carter is even involved in this is because she was pushed to involve him, pushed to include him by a lawyer.
The accuser's lawyer, Tony Buzbee, called it a blatant lie that he pushed Jane Doe to sue Jay-Z, and he sent us this recording of a phone call with his client.
They say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No. I don't. I've never said that.
Okay. They also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Buzbee, told you to like came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money.
No.
Jane Doe said in a court filing, although I ultimately chose not to pursue them, I stand by my claims.
She says in a sworn declaration that she felt intimidated and terrified at being confronted by these two individuals on my doorstep. Was she coerced in any way?
Of course not. They did not coerce her, promise or threaten her in any way, shape, or form. She voluntarily met, spoke to them, and she told them her truth, which was, under no circumstances did Mr. Carter do this, and number two, the only reason he's even involved in this is she was pushed to introduce him by a lawyer.
Does your client know Jane Doe?
No.
Ever met her?
No, Mr. Carter doesn't know Jane Doe, never met Jane Doe. There's no truth to any of this.
Okay, so that's the end of the clip that I wanted you guys to see. He's saying that Jay-Z did not know Jane Doe. I don't know if I believe that, because it's just really funny how these investigators found this Jane Doe to begin with. That's number one. Two, you can hear in the recording Jane Doe talking to the investigators and saying that she did not want to include Jay-Z. Basically, the Buzbee pushed her to do it. And then she talked to Buzbee. He asked her, hey, did you tell them this? And she said, no, I never told them that. So if that's her on the recording with the investigators and her on the recording with Buzbee, she's lying. However, I don't want to just flat out say she's lying, because Spiro just said that she was not coerced or she was not pushed to say those things. But when two strangers show up on your doorstep when you already feel intimidated and you feel threatened, and they show up, you'll probably say anything if you're scared. So it could be that she is scared. You wasn't there, so how would you know how she actually felt? And if she did say those things just to get those investigators to get off her doorstep, considering she don't know where they come from and how they found her in the first place. So you can't really say that. However, what I do find strange is also, and I just have to say this, if that is the case and she did feel intimidated, why are you lying to your lawyer? When Buzbee called you, you should have told him the truth. If you did say all those things to the investigator, why when Buzbee called you, as a matter of fact, he wouldn't even have to call me. Why didn't you call him and say, hey, these two guys or this lady and this man that just showed up on my doorstep saying that they are investigators, I feel threatened. Is there anything that we can do? That alone isn't a problem. So you never supposed to lie to your lawyer. So that's just really strange that she lied to him, saying that she never said that when he called her to confront her. Like, hey, they say they have you on tape saying these things. Did you tell them I told you to do these things? And she like, no, I never said that. I never did that. And it's just crazy, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this situation. It's all over the place. Okay, and it's just really strange to me that she is continuing to not be truthful, especially to Buzbee, because I can care less about those investigators. They should have never showed up on her doorstep to begin with. Okay, and that should be thrown out in court. That should not even be able to be used, their recording, because how did you find her? Stop saying that you guys didn't know who she was. Spiro is already been seen and kind of proven, I'm gonna say kind of proven, everything in this video is alleged, that he knew who Jane Doe was, because in his interview, in another interview, he never said he didn't know who she was. He just didn't want to speak on her. So he knew who she was, which means Jay-Z know who she is, in my opinion, okay? But whatever the case may be, they had no business showing up on her doorstep, and it just don't make sense. It really don't. It don't make sense. I still don't understand why she is lying to Buzbee though. Why are you lying to him? And then to say that Buzbee pushed her to add Jay-Z, but what they're failing to remember is that this Jane Doe was referred to Buzbee from a whole nother law group. Ava Law Group referred Jane Doe to Buzbee, meaning that they had already vetted her. That's even in the court documents, that she was already vetted by another law firm and then referred to Buzbee. So this story was already told and already in black and white before she even got to Buzbee. So there's no way he can push her to add Jay-Z's name if Jay-Z's name was already in it before she even came to him as a client. I think a lot of people is forgetting that. How can Buzbee push her to add someone when she was referred to him and already had a story when she got to him? She already had a story before she got to him. So if anything, they need to be asking the previous law firm, which is the Ava Law Group, what's up. Because she was referred to him from them. So at the end of the day, I don't know why well, I do know why, but you know, I got a very good idea. I'm sure we all do, but they're constantly trying to find a way to bring Buzbee down in this situation. And it's not really looking good. I still think it's really strange that she's lying to Buzbee. I can see why you would lie to those investigators, especially if you're fearful and they showed up at your home unannounced and you can't figure out how they found you in the first place. So that was your whole complaint, is you dropped the lawsuit because you was in fear for yourself and your family. But why would you lie to your lawyer? It's your responsibility to be truthful to him so that he can protect you legally. Okay? So I don't know what's going on in this situation. It's too much. You can't really say who lying and who not. A lot of times in my videos, I do voice my opinion based on information that I'm seeing, but that don't mean that's the way it's going. This stuff can switch up and it can change. When it came to Jane Doe, her story to me from day one did not sound right. But as I always said from day one, it has to be more to this story, and there has to be some proof that Buzbee have, and he's not letting us see it or know anything about it. And we probably would have heard it if the case would have proceeded. We would have heard that proof or been able to see what proof he had in order to even take this case in the first place. It had to be more than what she was talking about on that NBC interview that she did. But yeah, her story was always all over the place to me, and this don't make her look any better. Even though, like I said, she clearly lied, and we just seen that in this clip. She's clearly lying because she told the investigators that came to her door one thing, and when Buzbee called her to confront her about that information, she lied to him. I can see why she lied to those investigators if that's what she did. If she lied to them just to get them away from her door, to agree with them so they could leave her alone, and she was scared, okay, I get that. I can understand that. But then, like I said, why would you lie to your lawyer? You should have told him, hey, I had to tell him whatever I had to say to get them off my doorstep. Because if not, what are you trying to do? Because you can't say Buzbee put you up to something if he's not the person you originally told the story to. When you came to Buzbee, you already had that story. What are you talking about? So I don't know, y'all. This is all over the place. Too much going on. Too much coming out. These cases is something else. Every 5 minutes is something with these cases. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Yeah, I just think it's not looking good, and I know Buzbee is irritated with this situation because you're always supposed to be truthful with your lawyer. I don't care what you did, you're supposed to tell them the truth. They are the one who can help you. Now I don't know what's going on. Well, supposed to be able to help you. I'm gonna say that. But if it was me in that situation, I'm gonna tell my lawyer. Matter of fact, I would have had him on speed dial as soon as they got away from my door. Hey, these people are showing up to my door. What is going on? I had to lie and tell them X, Y, and Z. Otherwise, are you trying to say Buzbee put you up to this? And I don't know how you're going to get that story across when we know that you was vetted by a whole total different law firm. What are you talking about? So how could Buzbee put you up to that? And if you guys notice in this interview, for some reason, Spiro, however you say it, did not say Buzbee name. He said a lawyer. What you mean a lawyer? No, say Buzbee. It's because you know Buzbee did not. There was no way Buzbee could have done that if the story was already set before it came to Buzbee. This whole time you've been steady saying Buzbee. Now you saying a lawyer? Nah. Say his name the way you've been saying it. Anyway, like I said, everything in this video is alleged. Tell me what y'all think in the comments, and I am out. Bye, y'all.